Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the top 8 feature match between Frederick Douglass and Enoch Sanz in YGOverdose's second Dueling Network tournament. I'm joined today by the second best team member on Team Overdose, Anthony Alvarado. Anthony, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hello, people out there in the YouTube world and all the followers of YGOverdose. As Chris mentioned, one of the founding members of Overdose. Second best to only he himself, the greatest player to ever play Yu-Gi-Oh!, Perovic. Hence sarcasm there. Today, like he said, we have Frederick Douglass playing Fire Fist, and we got Sanz playing Rabbit, Macro Rabbit. It's an interesting matchup. Fire Fist being new to the actual metagame. We want to see what kind of matchup this turns out to be. As you can see, the Fire Fist guy opens up with a normal monster, so hint, he might be running Rescue Rabbit in his deck for those who are not familiar with the strategy. So Rabbit versus Rabbit, let's see what happens.
That's right. Fire Fists have repurposed Rescue Rabbit. All of a sudden, you can run it without having to run Sabersaurus. It's pretty interesting.
I mean, a lot of times it looks like you're giving them 2 monsters for 1, but with the power of Tiger to search out the spell card, it's pretty strong. Allows you to search your Rhoda from your deck. That tanky definitely changes a lot of strategy stuff. You'll see it in Constellars in the future, protecting wind-up decks, in all types of fire decks. It's going to be a card that a lot of people will find use for in different strategies, so look out for that card.
I really appreciate right now that you're talking to the audience. Most people don't do that.
I mean, I'm not going to just comment on what you see on the screen. You obviously still see, that Tiger gets summoned, player response box, trap hold. Since it is an effect that happens on the summon, he will search his deck gladly for the fire formation Tensu. For those not familiar with that card, it gives you an additional summon for the turn of a Beast Warrior type monster. Immediately you'll see the spell cards that get activated to the back row, usually played by the Fire Fist players, with the exception of cards that have already been activated on the turn. Most of them, well, I believe both of them say you can only activate it once per turn. So.
He's getting very aggressive here. He didn't. I think a more conservative player might have searched out the tanky, played the tanky, and just passed or something. Or I guess maybe he doesn't have a way to block the Reaper. Never mind.
Yeah, you could assume safely that he had no way of blocking the Reaper, or he didn't want to raise the resource, such as Miraforce, Compulse, or something of that nature. Right now, he's playing very aggressive, as Chris mentioned. The fact that Bear will allow him to search the tanky was probably another reason why he decided to go that route. Main phase 2 is definitely going to flip the tanky.
Yeah.
And again, most spell cards that will get activated, set to the back row, will get activated at the same turn. So it's a very good strategy, develops lots of advantage. Very sound. I mean, this is definitely something that, for all the people getting ready for YCS Miami, be on the lookout. Fire Fist will start popping back rows and popping monsters and gain that advantage. And be careful when you swing at them. I mean, all these attack boosters, you have to watch out how many counters are back there to attacks.
So, to be clear, I mean, I know you left us in Jersey, left us Jersey folk, and you moved down to Florida. That means you're going to Miami, right?
God willing, I will be able to make a trip to Miami and play at the next YCS.
Are you going to be playing Fire Fist?
I did make schedule. I did plan. I have a ride in mind. I haven't confirmed with him yet whether he has space or not, but I will definitely try to find my way out to Miami and definitely compete. Right now, I'm looking at the meta, and it seems like just like the last event in Seattle or whatever the last event was in the United States, it's such a wide open field with different decks out there. It makes old school player like me, it's uncomfortable feeling, but at the same time, you like a challenge. The uncomfort of having so many different decks and it being so wide open is definitely something old school players are not accustomed to seeing. We used to see 1 or 2 strategies maybe pop up, and now any given tier 2 deck can outpace a tier 1 deck depending on the matchups. But as Chris's his data has shown, after the first few rounds, we're definitely gonna be looking at certain matchups going to stay within the Ecto X1 bracket, and that's where you want to be. You don't want to fall into be up against anything at X2 bracket. You definitely want to stay pace with the X1s and XOs, and that's definitely something history has shown you. The more consistent you are earlier in the tournament, the better your odds are to making it into the actual final rounds. Here you'll see the Torrential activated for the second summoning and the Starlight Road ending game. I mean, most Fire Fist players will main deck maybe 1 to 2, just because the back rows are always there, and it basically makes cards like Torrential, Mirror Force, and Heavy Storm obsolete in the matchup, which is great for Fire Fist because they like to commit cards to the board while maintaining this kind of card advantage. I mean, it can just stun down a deck where, a deck is depending on Torrentials and Mirror Force field.
So,
a lot of times, hold on, wait 1 second. One other comment, like a lot of people depend on those kind of cards clearing the board for their 2 to 3 main deck Thunder Kings when the board's not clear for those Thunder Kings against Fire Fist. I mean, it takes just one of those pencil trap cards to make all their monsters 19 or bigger. So, for those who are sitting back saying, yeah, the deck seems great, but my Thunder King will take care of the problem. As you can see, Thunder King won't get there all the time between the attack modifiers and the bottomless trap moves and, those kind of traps. The Thunder King will, suffer.
That's absolutely right. I just want to make a note. I think that most Fire Fists are definitely going to be playing 2 Starlight Roads, and that really does. Because the thing is, when you want to play against Fire Fist, you're thinking, man, it'd just be great if I had general removal like Mirror Force and Torrential, but that just happens to be the stuff that they're specifically countering. So it really sucks. Really quickly, just if you have it open or you have it memorized, any idea what these guys are going to side in against each other? That was a really quick game 1.
Definitely a quick game 1. Based on strategy, you would figure the Rabbit player will bring an extra magic trap removal. I don't want to give away any details about that specifically, but figure those kind of removals, maybe an extra Thunder King to help fight off the back rows and spells and traps before they get activated. If, for example, a trap card is activated before the damage step, you can actually negate those so that Dragon doesn't get its effect. You'll definitely see stuff like defensive cards like Snowman come into play that way. If he is forced to attack into the face down, it might not allow monsters like Gorilla or these Force Raiders to get in if they're by themselves. And it just helps to be able to clear off guys that won't continue to use the effect turn after turn. Because again, all these Fire Fist Brotherhood cards are once per turn, and that becomes very difficult for people to deal with when they're in position staring down a bear, knowing that they can't attack and that bear is going to come at them the very next turn in order to pop their guy. For example, here you're looking at the Tenki Search, and most likely odds are the bear is coming down and probably going to pop the body.
Yep. It's crazy. Tenki's too versatile in this particular deck. It can do anything.
Yeah, it searches out your MST, it searches out your smashing ground. I mean, it's really just a sound strategy. I mean, when you get Dragon, being able to set that extra spell trap, and then end your turn knowing that next turn when you activate that spell trap, you're going to set another spell trap. And then on your turn, if they can't get rid of that actual Dragon, guess what? You're going to set another spell trap. I mean, the other trap. So with Dragon, you're just going to set multiple traps in your back row, and that's just in itself such a good strategy.
I thought he was going to activate that. My bad.
Yeah, no, he just revealed it. But going into the details of the Fire Fist deck, side deck, most likely he's going to bring in general removal for logic, dolphins, stuff like that. You want to be able to stop the dinos from attacking you. Most likely the Thunder Kings are going to be attacking, and then you got these Saber Sauruses that try to stay on the board. And it's so long as you keep them away from being able to use cards like Lance during the battle phase, like if he's running into a guy who's slightly bigger than, activating something like a Deep Prison definitely helps. He does have the damage modifiers himself, so hopefully you can stay away from the grind them games with Rabbit as long as you have the modifiers now.
Anthony, let me ask you a question for a second. I think one of the potentially most significant differences in the game that may be made by Fire Fists are the effect on the popularity of windups, because you're going to see a lot of these Fire Fist decks, like Douglas is running right now. He's running the Vorse Raiders, right, with the 2 DDV. Deck Devastation is an amazingly powerful card against windups. If more people start running Fire Fist with the DDV, I think it's the sort of thing that can really make people second guess whether they want to keep running windups. And I mean, but that's just my opinion. Do you?
Not only windups, I mean even water. Like I watched the game earlier, which is another thing for you guys watching from home. Just watching on YouTube. If your Sunday's free and open, welcome to join the rest of the community who stays on PN all day on Sunday, since they are home anyway, watching this kind of matchup. Just follow YGOverdose.com, the player profile viewer, and that depending on what match he's watching, you're definitely going to sit back and learn something. I watched PDG dismantle a water deck for most of the game because he lost too much of his hand. There are monsters that survive, like Megalo and Kite, but all the fodder that's smaller besides Dragoon is getting discarded from the PDG. It's very hard, especially going into game 2 and 3, where a lot of people decide out their pot of averages, their salvages, to not have so many dead cards against the possible dimensional figure. I mean, those kind of plays are very crucial to match. Here you see before the Cowboys rule, when they attacked the bear, he was forced to compulse to keep the bear alive in order to try to generate some advantage. That was very unfortunate for the Fire Fist player. At that point, he would like to have something like a deeper or an attack modifier in order to get that Cowboys rule off his back. It definitely would have played a huge role in that game, in that particular segment of the game. He was forced to compulse and then have to stare back down and actually console on another card like Bomb Trap on. You don't really want to go into those kind of things. Again, I feel like Rabbit has great opener with the Rabbit play, but other than the Rabbit play and possibly flipping up a Macrocosmos, I don't feel like Rabbit is too strong in this format. Macro basically shuts down a fourth of the deck, and a lot of people's decks, I want to say, and then from there it seems like they're grinding games down, knowing that you have bunch of deck cards and trying to one-to-one you and outpace you until they get to their Rabbit or their possible floor guy. Things of that nature. But here's a very crucial part of the game state. You see that Gorilla hits the board, and usually the opponent will have a response to Gorilla with just two down. Not going to respond with anything, possibly if the machine might come. But the Monster Reborn being very crucial to get back that bear, and so that Thunder Key seems very devastating, but a simple bear hitting the board here would have cleared that problem. It's fortunate that he had the warning. And this is a very fortunate book of moves.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure there has to be an attack modifier down by now, and that would have definitely changed the game. Gorilla would have been able to beat over that Thunder King. That monster being phased down hurts. So for those out there, Book of Moon is a lot more play because of its ability to get around things like main deck traps and activating 2-shot masters that declare traps. Very important that you guys keep a lookout for these versatile cards in these matchups.
Anthony?
Yep.
I appreciate everything you're saying. I agree with that. The importance of Book of Moon. I think that's going to be a better card as Fire Fists see more play. However, I was wondering, can you do something to adjust your microphone? You're getting a little low.
Okay, I'll bring it up a little bit here. I am sort of moving because I'm watching Adrian Peterson come to the ball like this.
I didn't understand a word you just said.
Watching the Pro Bowl game at the same time as watching this feature match. So, Adrian Peterson, all year, he's solid, and all the time he drops the handoff. But I guess what happens when people take it down enough like the Pro Bowl game. Another reason to be disappointed at the Pro Bowl, but again, we'll see what happens. That's a pretty hot differential there. I mean, Gorilla was gonna get some kind of advantage, but Rabbit again. At this point in the game, the Rabbit could lock the game down. But again, Rabbit tries to.
I think, yeah, he just wanted to resolve the Rabbit. That's all.
Yeah. Yep.
This might be it. Because I think that's a Tensu face down. Oh, I would have attacked first. I would have manned up.
Yeah, I definitely don't see.
It's not a prison, right?
Yeah, I don't see a lot of Fire Fist players wanting to to walk into too many Starlight rooms. So, like, having those double mirror forces, double torrentials, those kind of games are going to be very difficult. Starlight Road is such a key card. People just don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with a Stardust. It's too game.
Just want to point out that if he had hit with the Sabersaurus last turn, like I would have, he would have just won the game.
But we all can't be as perfect as sure. We all know that. Again, I'm second.
That's game.
Yeah, we're pretty certain that one against three. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, crucial side deck choices going into play. Again, I don't remember the Fire Fist player. I don't remember getting up any too many of the side deck cards. I did see one that I don't want to mention who doesn't name. I don't know where lists are going to be.
The lists are going to be. I'll tell you right now. The lists are going to be posted as soon as the event ends on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Overdose Facebook page. But
will it be for the entire top 8 or?
No. The deck lists are not made available to the top 8 participants.
No, what I mean is.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad. I see what you're saying. Yeah. All of top 8.
Okay, so just to mention, one of the cards I did see come into play from the side deck was the MSD. I didn't see too many other side deck cards from the Fire Fist player. From the Rabbit player, perhaps a team might have come into play. They should decide the third Thunder King perhaps did bring it in. I didn't see too much extra magic trap removal.
So what's this face down? A Starlight Road, a Tensu, and a Typhoon?
I'm going to guess one of them is a prison. I'm not going to think one of them is Typhoon.
Sure.
I don't want to have to set Typhoon. Typhoon could be a different part of the game.
Well, I would set Typhoon in this situation only on the strength that if he does Typhoon one of my face downs, I still want my Starlight Road to be live. But that's not to say that that's necessarily a good reason.
One surprising card against Dino-Rabbit is Rivalry Warlord. A lot of people are not too fond on using stuff like Rivalry Warlord. But again, like a lot of them are technically like Reaper, Thunder King, Grandmo, all these different types of the board. Yeah, I think that was a big mistake.
Me too. Why would you? I would have just attacked directly.
I would have popped that card. I don't know what he's doing with that. But again, a lot of these cards that Rabbit does play are different types. Rivalry can't shut the game down, or even if the game is already developed and they have a Dolka, 2 or 3 other guys like a Reaper or something, they summon a Torii, like sure, to go down the Torii guy, fine, activate this Rivalry. Now you have to choose, between dragons, zombies, and humans. It's in a really bad spot, especially since Fireface is a deck that has all Beast Warrior type monsters. Any deck that can use a Rivalry or a Golden Match strategy, we all know how crucial that could be in certain matchups.
Yeah.
But in the Rabbit matchup, a lot of people do not, and emphasis on do not, tend to do stuff like Rivalry Warlord. Like Rivalry Warlord, strangely enough, can be used against Life Warders. I mean, they have spellcasters for spellcasters, but a lot of their spellcasters, the warriors, the sorcerer, especially the Twilight, it's a weird strategy that you wouldn't take to move it against. That ends up really getting used. And I just timed out. I'll be back.
Yeah, that's a little pro tip about Dueling Network. Every so often, you got to type a space into the watcher chat. Oh, you just missed it. Douglas just top decked a Rescue Rabbit with the Tenki on board. So if he happens to have a DDV face down, he's not going in. Never mind. I was gonna say that would have been a even more busted play. Well, not more busted because then you kind of lose your voice right here, but whatever. Anyway.
Still trying to get back in.
He's about to hit for 4,000. That is... I mean, I'll tell you...
It's heavy damage.
It is heavy damage.
Especially if they can activate the 10 cards from the back row, it adds up very fast.
Yeah.
And you can see how Fire Fist is generating this card. Again, one of the side deck cards that I mentioned, dimensional prison definitely came in to help get the reaper. That's pretty awesome that we actually saw some of the side deck punches, like stuff like maybe so here might have brought in to deal with the teaching that might come down to one, especially if it's going second. A lot of things that people are not also into is when to side deck certain cards when you're going first or second. Perhaps going first, you want to have those deep prisons. If you don't want to change too many cards, bring in those deep prisons so that they're set when your opponent goes to drop on their team. But if you're going second, maybe you don't want to elect to bring the deep prisons. You may bring in the soul takers or bring in the soul takers in combination with the deep prisons. All depending on whether you're going first or not. Definitely makes a huge help when making side deck choices, especially with those decks that can't afford to change too many slots. You have to really think about where you're going first or second.
Well, it seems like he answered. Oh, well, there. That bottomless was so clutch.
Yeah, bottomless is another card that's really weird. I mean, I see a lot of people cutting down on the number of bombs. It's definitely a card that if I was running plan, I would see myself running two without a doubt. Again, here's this huge advantage of being able to put two guys on the board to swing. Yeah, it looks like the damage is definitely going to get there.
Yep. Is that match?
That's game 3.
Oh, look at you understand it's 21 minutes and like every man, it's crazy.
Yeah, look at that back row. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that Firefist present. A lot of problems that could happen.
Amazing. The Firefist, every game I've seen so far, they've just destroyed so quickly, and it's not even something that you necessarily like. It's like you see them open up with normal monsters, but then you see them open up with the that spell that lets them double summon, and oh look, it's all okay. It's crazy.
That double summon Tensu card definitely helped out. Being able to put those two normals in and all of a sudden search that Rhoda allows them to put a lot of pressure on the opponents really fast.
Yep.
Good luck to Douglas going forward, and congratulations Tom for making it this far to the tournament. Congratulations on the top 8. Hopefully we'll be with us next time. Chris, hopefully we can bring up a future match soon.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I definitely appreciate having you.
All right, man.
Take it easy. Bye.